up, girl? What you doing? Oh, I use my penny voice. What you doing?
What you doing, big girl? I'm just hanging out at the house in my basement. How about
My
you? What you up to? You look at the very fancy ceiling that you're featuring for our audience this evening.
it's just ceiling. You know, if we used to cook, that's what I'm bringing. The dish is the ceiling. I am traveling, girl, because I have no chill and no work-life balance. Turns out we can't have it all.
That's actually that's a great theme for a show. We can't have it all.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I remember early on when I was dating my partner, I said I had too many martinis, and I was like, I can have it all. I can do it all. And they were like, you're so insane. So now I just go like, oh, turns out I can't. Turns out that was a lie, which is perfect for our topic. But before we get
Yeah,
into that, girl, how are you?
I'm okay. Be well, Eileen. I'm doing okay. I had 3 shows this weekend,
Mm-mm.
which is not healthy for me anymore because I'm not 22. Um,
Breaking.
yeah,
You are 24.
yeah. So I'm 24. Thank you very much. I had a
We Dewey Ingenues to the stage.
Dewey ingenue alert.
Put on
However,
your character shoes.
my hair looks really good.
It does look really good. I really like you've really evolved. I feel like it was when you originally did it, it was more bowl. And now I feel like there's an evolution to mullet. And I like it.
Yeah, fringe mullet.
Fringe mullet. Got it. Okay.
This is a good if when I write my book, which, stay tuned. This is going to be the artist profile on the dust cover.
I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I already pre-ordering 8,000 copies so you make the New York Times bestsellers list like the Trumps did.
I was just talking to Michael Morris came over last night, and we were just talking about the book that I'm going to eventually write, like, as a joke. And I said that the title of the first chapter is going to be Not in the House of God.
I love that. I love that.
Which is actually
First
referring
chapter.
to a very traumatic story from when I was 4.
Oh my God. I don't know. And then chapters 2 through 37 are just praise him.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Love that.
risen.
He is risen indeed.
He's risen indeed. Thank you. Little Easter preview. So how am I? Shows. I had a show in Cleveland Friday night, and then I ran a show Saturday evening in the Short North for Gallery Hop, and then I hot spotted at Queer Bomb late Saturday night.
Girl, that's too many shows.
Yeah, and then I was tired and did nothing except unpack and laundry on Sunday.
That's a nice Sunday.
And then I was like, through sheer willpower, like forced myself to go to work and be productive yesterday. And today I just imploded. I just fantastically, pyrotechnically imploded.
I think that's a good reminder that we can't have it all.
Mhm.
We just can't.
Yeah, well, relationships and recovery. Guess who's in recovery right now? Me.
Girl,
And you don't have a
yeah.
choice when it happens. It all of a sudden we're sharing it.
I love that. So I actually love this. I've been thinking about it and breaking news had really bad self-awareness and still not great, but I tried. And I wanted to, talk about like when do you know? Because I remember there was this one time I was traveling and I was overdoing it on every front. The romantic front, the friendship front, the family front, the work front, like everything was overloaded. And I lost my phone charger
Oh no.
at the hotel. And I wasn't in a situation with work where like I could sign offline because my computer died. Like there wasn't that energy. I was traveling, I had a cross country flight. So I had all this work to do, a cross country flight, and it was like California to Ohio. And I was on the phone with the woman who was really technically my boss, and I lost it. I lost it on her. Like I was just like, I don't have a phone charger. You know what I mean? And I lost it. And I hung up and I was like, where did that come from? And I look back, of course, it was in my 20s, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's where that came from, right? I was overloaded on everything else, and then you look back at your horrible behavior, and you're like, yeah. So I want to just hear from you, like, what is my moments of like knowing I need to recover? Oftentimes come as outbursts, and I feel like everyone's different. Sometimes they're explosions, and sometimes they're implosions, and I'm an explosion.
Mm,
Shocking.
mm-hmm.
But curious about you, especially like as we've both matured, I don't ever really feel like I saw you explode. I feel like you're more of an implosion.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm usually an implosion. There's a couple times I have exploded. I had one not too long ago. I went to an event and I was surprised by. I got triggered by a story about someone's like trans upbringing and like the mental health struggles that they first went through in college, and it was like I went through something very similar, but I wasn't prepared for it. So this story was happening all of a sudden, and I didn't feel like I could even leave the room, even though this is the moment where I should have left the room. Like I had a trauma trigger response. Should have left the room, but I felt like I was going to be like inappropriate or unprofessional if I stepped out
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
have I have this feeling lately where like I can't cancel a single meeting or else like the Republicans win. And they were right about us. And well, you know what? If I miss a meeting, we don't deserve rights. It's just like the most crazy high pressure thing.
What are you fucking tired? Get it
Yeah,
together.
right. You like get on Zoom, Linda. And so I went home and I was talking with Monty, and after 10 minutes, I just proceeded to have an absolute meltdown. Like, and I just spraying lava. It's like that Madeline Kahn from Clue, like flames on the sides of my head,
Yeah.
smoke coming out of my mouth. It was very that, and yeah, normally I have implosions. Like I probably told this story before because it's one of my favorites, but in broadcast news with Holly Hunter from the 80s,
Yes.
she's in the hotel room and she's like on one phone call to the next, right? Like she's just finished up two or three simultaneous phone calls. Then she gets in the hotel room, puts her bag down. Oh, she's on the phone in the hotel. That's it, like the hotel phone.
Mhm.
So she finishes the call. She's like, okay, bye, ha ha ha. She hangs up the phone, unplugs it from the wall, sits down in the hotel bed, and proceeds to have a timed meltdown. And she has a meltdown for exactly, I don't know, 90 seconds, where she
And
like, yeah, then she goes, she plugs the phone back in, and then she goes on with her day. And that is like the most relatable scene to me because it's like you told me one time you're like that you said to me like Eileen, you're a time management Tetris master or something like that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's true, like my calendar is like Tetris blocks.
Yeah.
And I like after this I need to like log off and do something for the board I'm on by tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like there's no, I'm in recovery. I need a vacation.
Constantly.
I
Well,
need a
but
vacation.
I think there's something to that. Like, I think there's something to like be. I know it's a joke. I know that's like supposed to be funny, but I'm also like, I don't know. You know me. I love hot yoga, so I'm just gonna like come out as a like basic white woman who loves hot yoga.
Give
But
it to us.
very basic. We love to see it. So I don't even know if that term is used anymore. So old, but you know,
Isn't that a
one of
programming language?
the and I'm like, I go 2 to 3 times a week and it is my scheduled breakdown. Like I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't go to
Does it crack
yoga,
you
I'm a
open?
mess. Oh, it cracks me all the way open. And you're just sweating and like I'll cry. I'm like, you know what I mean? Not all the time. I'm not just sitting in yoga crying, but
Hopefully not
sometimes
every time, but
sometimes you're just like in, Savasana and it just fucking flows out and you're just like, there's just tears. And I
yeah.
think for
Yeah.
me, like, I don't think about that as I think about it as a physical thing where I'm like, oh my God, like, gotta keep the body tight. If I don't go to yoga, I'm a real. That's actually one of the first things I said to my partner, who we celebrated our 1 year anniversary yesterday of marriage.
Oh,
We've been together longer than that.
marriage.
Marriage, but
Congratulations.
thank you. But one of the first things I said to them when we got together was like, hey, when I don't do hot yoga, I'm a real beaver. Like I'm the worst. So just watch out. And it's like I think about the physical benefits. But it's really the emotional and the mental break, right? And like
Yeah.
we
Oh yeah.
we as adults do build it in, but it may be masked as something else. So it's like I need my gym time, or I need my coffee time in the morning, whatever. I have a friend who like
Don't talk
wakes
to
up at
me
like
before I've had my coffee.
exactly. I have a friend who
God.
literally like wakes up at 5 a.m. to just be alone in her home with her coffee and a book and just whatever. And she has family and life and everything. And it's like, nope, this is my window, this is my time. And it's like, we kind of figure it out, but we maybe don't call it that. But it is
Yeah.
this little mini recovery thing that we build in because our culture isn't really designed around calling it that. So
Yeah.
I can't just recover. Like I can't just go to the pool. I also have to like to recover. I need to also get a tan. Well, I'm gonna get a tan. I'm gonna lay in the sun. I'm
I
gonna
have to
read that
get a
book that
tan.
I've been meaning to read.
Yeah. Oh
And it's
yeah.
like 13 things, right? You're like, I'm so efficient with my relaxing. It's like fucking hey, it's just you know what I mean. You can't.
Yeah.
So I think like we mask it a lot of times in adulthood, in these like signals of productivity, but they're there because we would die otherwise.
Yeah. I was rhinestoning a costume for a most recent event while listening to an audiobook of some required reading.
Jesus, girl.
That was when I knew.
No,
That was when I knew that there was a problem.
I'm worried about you.
Yeah, I'm worried about me too.
You're like, I'm join the club.
But it's really great. It's really great to have a practice where you can unfurl or unspool somehow. I love ecstatic dance because that really does it for me. And I have witnessed people break down and like heave, cry.
Just movement, like gets it all out.
Yeah, it gets it out, but sometimes something else shows up to the party because I've seen people just like they'll find
That's
their
the
way to a
wait.
wall.
That's the screenshot of me just going. Big
Yeah.
shrimp lean.
It's that emoji that's just all teeth. The oopsie koozie
Yeah.
emoji. I've seen someone like find their way to the wall and just slide down and just proceed to have a breakdown.
I fucking
And
love it.
yeah,
love it.
and one time I was like, okay, well no one else is going to check on this person, so like brought her some water. We like hugged a little bit, and then we just kind of like, okay, now I need to let her have her space again for herself. But I think it's good to let some of that like you don't have to push it out,
Yeah.
but you have to have like holes in the jug for gravity to push it out if it needs to come out. Something like
Yeah.
that. Strange metaphor. And
Yeah, but I think
and it doesn't necessarily like it, I don't know, I guess this is a question. Do you think it's better if you do it with your partner or if you do it separately? Like, is it important to have the separate thing?
oh yeah, I think especially as the resident extrovert on the covered dish. Ba-da-ba-ba. One of the things that I really struggled with when we lived together was alone time. And, I've really fallen in love with it now. It's so funny. Like when I travel, I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm alone and not alone. You know what I mean? Like I was just eating dinner before this and I'm watching a show. Oh my God, I'm watching a Lifetime movie. I was like, I cannot handle another work email. I don't want to watch like something on like the fucking A Massacre in America or whatever the normal media I take in.
Yeah. You're like true
But I was like,
crime /
Yeah.
political commentary. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna put on a Lifetime movie and whatever. And I'm eating dinner and like the server comes over and I'm like, I'm never alone, but I'm always alone in travel, right? Like you're never really alone.
Yeah.
Everything
There's
requires
people
another
everywhere.
person.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I was thinking about it, but I was like, I really need alone time. And I think good partnership depends on it. Like, I just wouldn't be able to show up in the partnerships and the friendships I have. Like, I had a window of 10 minutes before this, and I was like, oh, I really need to call one of our friends. And I was like, I really need to call them. But I was like, I don't have the capacity to talk to her right now and then also do this. And it's just this constant game of capacity shifting. But as an extrovert, this is a new skill for me. And I know as someone, you're really an ambivert. I think you lean introvert, but I just think you're so fucking awesome at socializing. I think people don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is masking of something. I don't know what it is. I'm not diagnosed, and I don't know where that's going. I probably should take some kind of assessment. But yeah, I've developed some pretty good a social toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I need both. I definitely actually need both. I need time with people to process, and then I need time with myself. And when I'm with myself, I'm usually in dialogue with either myself or the goddess, or like I'll talk things out in the car while I'm driving, which is really interesting because I don't want to be talking to somebody else. It's not, I'm not talking to myself because I want to be talking to somebody else. I actually want to be talking, but with myself.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's
You
not.
know,
Maybe it's perfectly normal.
okay, we'll get in the chat because I have some feelings on this. So when
Do a poll. We'll poll the room.
Pull the room. I'm loud. So when I was a little girl, I talked to my stuffed animals, and I still do, and they're not there anymore. You know what I mean? Like I think there is something around processing aloud or whatever, and like I'm in the car all the time, and I do talk things out. I rehearse conversations or process through things, and if I die in an unexpected like boat crash and somehow my metadata is recovered from my iCloud account, if you download my like voice memo app, you're gonna be like, this woman is insane because I will have like I'll record something as well if I'm like I want to listen back and hear how I sound. I want to listen back and really hear, you know what I mean? And there I am just talking to myself on the Florida Turnpike. Shouts, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but I think there's something to it, like you can be, and you need that. You're saying like you need that recovery, from even our most intimate partnerships.
Yeah. I mean, my partner's retired now, so he will spend a lot of time at
Brag.
home. Well, I mean, he's also old, so it's a little good bad. Shredded, gutted. Good thing he doesn't watch the dish. No, you know what? I think it's a healthy sign. We joke about age a lot, but it's actually like it's like a hard-won comfort.
Yeah.
With it because we've talked about it for so long, and hey, spoiler alert, it's not going away.
Right.
This age gap is here to stay. So, but he spends a lot of time at home, and then when I get home, he's like excited to see me and he wants to hang out right away. And there are days where I'm like, I need half an hour by myself.
Girl, I have like an hour commute, which is not ideal for like my life. But I will say, like, I come home ready to whatever. I walk in. Okay, you want to know something?
But the driving isn't also really stressful though.
Oh, it is absolutely. It's terrible. But
it's time.
I do something completely. I didn't realize how unhinged it is, but I need you to tell me or get in the chat, your viewers. So apparently, this is weird. Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of recovery, I get home. If I'm in really uncomfortable shoes, I'll take them off. But I am in my work clothes. I don't change a fucking thing about the jewelry I'm wearing, anything about my hair. And I go to the sink and do the dishes. I cannot let go until the sink is empty.
That's the first thing you do?
It is the first thing I do. Is I go into the kitchen, and it is unhinged, but it's like I clean my hands, I clean the dishes. It's almost like I'm getting ready to like cook dinner, really is what it is. But I'm like, I can't get undressed and get in my sweats and get comfy and come out to do dirty dishes. I need to like do it. It's this like weird.
It's a ritual.
Yeah. It's a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And we.
It sounds like you're smudging the workday off of you.
It is. It's so weird. And we had someone over to the house when I got home. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? And my partner just goes, she does that every day. Like Natalie had never pointed out to me. Ever. And I am insane. And
you weren't even aware of it.
No.
Wow.
It's been years.
Wow.
Of just like coming in.
Yeah.
I get right in it. I like roll my sleeves up if I need to. Because by the way, I left the house with an empty sink. It's like one of my things. Ish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I can't get to everything. But
sure.
like it is this weird ritual, but it resets me, and it's this like mini recovery moment. And even my partner will be like, oh, I'm just wrapping up work. I'm like, that's fine. And I just do it in silence.
I think that's fierce. I like it. I do, because it's like why not? I mean, you got to do something to reset, to shift gears. It's kind of like, it's like a gear shifting is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have an after work ritual, which is really interesting. I mean, there's a couple different things I might do in order to unwind. Yeah. One of them is water my plants if it's nice out. Another one is I might change into comfy clothes, but I don't always do that right away. I didn't do that today.
You You never do. When we lived together, you would stay in your work clothes until like your jammy time, and I was so confused. I was like,
That's true.
"What?"
I did do that. Yeah.
Well, it
It
was also,
was
like
it was like the
obviously,
only really feminine clothing that I owned at the
yes,
time.
yeah,
I
oh,
was I
absolutely.
was in such a weird in between place with all kinds of things, including my gender. And I used to like change into different, more boy looking clothes to go see my partner. Like I was a mess.
Girl, I remember those jeans. You had these boy jeans. I'm more read you to film. You have boy jeans,
Hmm.
and I always knew when those came out. Like I was just like, oh, it was just so
The
like, where did
jarring.
you stole those jeans? Because you know
Yeah,
what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. But it was also like
I
you
know
had
the
more
ones.
casual. You had casual looks with comfortable clothes that were more androgynous because of course you did.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, but oh my god, do you still have those jeans though?
No.
Oh my god, I if I had a museum of Eileen Galvin, I would frame it as like a relic.
I wish you wouldn't. Good thing I don't own them anymore. I saw a pair of Miss Major's shoes at like an Oakland, um, like contemporary history museum. They had a that Pride exhibit, and they had a
Hmm.
pair of Miss Major's shoes, and I'm now imagining like her seeing her own shoes in the
Oh
exhibit
yeah,
and being like, "Man, I hate those shoes. I wish they didn't
I
use those."
know, I know. Isn't that weird? It's like, oh my god, why do you remember that?
Hmm.
What? No, no, no. Yeah, obviously, I would not. You know, I would run the curation by you. You know, for the museum. I'm not gonna just put it
You
up.
probably shouldn't because I wouldn't put anything in it. You know what I mean? Like we're so critical of ourselves. I'd be like, nope, not that, not that, and then there'd just be nothing left.
Okay, so I have a question for you, and it's actually one of my favorite relationship questions.
Okay,
So, if you were a Barbie or a Ken, or do you, whatever,
Midge, Midge.
yeah, Midge, little sister Midge,
Yes, I'd
yeah,
be Midge.
Midge energy in the chat. So, um, what Barbies come with three things, right? What are the three things you come with? So for me,
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's my bulldog. It is a bottle of Oregon Pinot Noir. Shouts to Joseph if you're
Yes,
here.
yes.
Ruthless read and accurate, and probably a copy of 1619.
A tiny little printed 1619. Oh my god.
They're tiny, very tiny. So, what would be your three things that you came with if you were a doll?
Amazing. Well, you already know what one of them would be because you mentioned Oregon Pinot, and mine would be a.
Bottle of Maker's Mark, girl.
Well, I was gonna say a Manhattan in a cocktail glass.
Oh, okay. In a
Yeah.
coupe glass. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So Manhattan. My hand would be formed like this,
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we just
and you
clip it
just
right there
just
between the
clip the
fingers.
yeah
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Like when I don't have a drink, I'm expecting one. Yeah, exactly. Boop. And
I
then
love it. But Manhattan up in a coupe glass has to
yeah.
be up.
My glasses don't count. Those would just be on me, right?
Those will be on you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So I think the other things would be probably a boa.
Yeah, I just did this, which is the international symbol for boa.
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be a Manhattan, a boa, and a pack of tarot cards, and it would be
Wow.
yeah, and it would be the Tabula Mundi, the one that's in my my studio.
That is so accurate. And you just read yourself to Phil. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yeah,
so fucking
I
accurate.
was gonna say a fan, but I actually like that it's one hand, the other hand, and then the neck. I like that you
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah. I
fits all
really like
three. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna do a yoga mat, but I'm not that committed. So it had to be 1619.
That can be
I'm
attached to the base. Like you have the base that the doll is attached to, and
right. Yes.
the yoga mat can just be like sitting up on the base.
Part of the body. Part of the body. Oh, I love it, girl. No,
Chaturanga Dandasana.
which is
Downward
very
dog.
like, is that what it is? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's what it is.
I don't ever know the names. I just listen to the people. Though I have a new male yoga instructor, and I feel really like bad for male yoga instructors because at my studio it's all women and it's super hetero.
Is he
And I'm
hot?
like, no, but he's a
Oh,
male yoga instructor,
well,
so
he's
yes.
safe then. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ugh.
You know
That
what I
doesn't.
mean? Like he's
No,
just
I don't know what you mean. That doesn't work for me, but
well,
but I
no, he is
understand
cute.
that it might
He's
for some
cute.
other. Some people like I love a beard. Some people go nuts for a man bun, and I don't understand it.
He does have a man bun.
Of course he
Um,
does.
But the male yoga instructor
That's
before him was a
bad.
white guy with blonde dreads, so we're winning. He's way more put
That's
together
an
and
upgrade. That's an upgrade.
not appropriating all the cultures. But I'm like, after a couple classes, I'm like, oh, okay, you're kind of cute. And I was like, and you know what he doesn't do? He doesn't offer any hands-on adjustments. So, normally in classes, they'll be like, hey, yeah, no, he's
Good.
like,
Also, don't touch me. Like, I don't.
yeah, he's just like, look, I know the room I'm in, it's all women. I'm not like, it's so funny because he's just like, great job, everyone. Like,
actually, good for him because
I love it.
yeah, I think I've known a lot of people in spaces like that that do not have a good sense of boundaries,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
I would
really
just
love
rather
it.
not be touched.
Yeah, whenever they're like, "Oh, raise your hand if you don't want to be touched," and I'm like, "It depends on my day. Like, it depends." Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
uh,
every day I'm
just
raising my
reaching
hand.
up, reaching up to the Lord, just all legs and everything. I
You know,
just reached my legs out, but
my lighting got better when I put my arms up. I don't understand.
it must be the way the black is like hitting.
Maybe.
It did look, yeah, it looks good.
Look how
Maybe you're walking
thin.
just there.
Very thin, very svelte.
This is the screen. This is the what is this? This is the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's me on my new album
Um,
cover. Like you can't see my hands. I'm just doing this for no reason.
Oh my God, I love it. Girl, we're in recovery every day for some form or another, but I want to end with, it's kind of been an
And oh my god, it's
well,
7:28.
I know. It's been an unprecedented year for, we can't not acknowledge it's Pride Month and it's an unprecedented year for like trans hate and anti-trans bills and anti-LGBTQ bills. But I think that has to be the and to that. I think the trans folks are the target. So
Yeah.
I guess as you head into what is the most demanding month of your year,
For the good and the bad.
as a trans activist and advocate, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of opportunities to recharge. I wouldn't say recover. What are you going to do to recover continually this month?
Wow. I don't have a response prepared for that. And so the short answer is I have no clue. But I have been leaning a little bit more into ancestor work with my practice.
Mm.
I feel a little bit disconnected right now from my family and also from my heritage generally because I'm so steeped in whiteness. And I grew up in the burbs, and so like I've joked and will continue to joke that my culture is Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah.
It's evergreen. Unlike mom.
Yeah, it always works because it's always true. And so I've been trying to like be in dialogue with some of my ancestry and my lineages, and
Mm.
I am trying to figure out new ways of doing that, and including, but not just, like the idea of chosen family and queerness. So, like,
I love that.
I'm trying to identify what are the relationships that really fill me during difficult times, and then asking for help when I need it, and also extending my time and my like I want to spend time and space with people that it's really meaningful for me to do so rather than like volunteer to table at another pride. You know what I mean?
Preach it.
I need to loosen my grip on the movement and like I need to oh my gosh, I need to be the one who's personally engaged and saying yes to all these things because right? Like because it's
Yeah.
or so urgent because I'm the only one who can do it, which is wrong. And it's like, you know what? This movement has been here before us and it's going to be here after us. So we need to, like, I've talked about it every year and I need to continue to talk about it that we need to make the work sustainable for ourselves.
Yeah, and it's also a little bit of that exceptionalism, right? One of the bastions of white supremacy. Like,
Yeah,
I can do it. I alone can do it. And
right.
I feel that really deeply this month. And, I think it's a reminder that one of the gifts of the queer struggle and the queer triumphs is, we're always trying to recruit, but we can't do it all.
No.
We are not always trying
We
to
can't
recruit
have it all.
children, by the way.
Full
We're just
circle.
trying to recruit. Yes. We can't have it all.
Yeah.
Girl, I love you, and I'm so proud to love you and to know you in this month. So let us wish all of you a happy Pride Month, a safe Pride Month. Take care of yourselves. That was really why we wanted to start Pride Month with a recovery conversation. No answers, just more questions. But thank you for always joining us on the dish. And happy Pride Month, y'all.
Yeah, happy Pride. See you next Tuesday. Bye.